Hey everybody, welcome back. Know we've been gone a while. The holidays and Christmas and New Year's have been a lot going on. Cut this off so it's not playing in the background. Anyhow, been a lot going on. We've done a few projects that we haven't shown. Just honestly entirely forgot to film them. And we also have a new little addition I was about to show y'all to the family. He is the newest member of the Hendersons. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Hey, daddy boy. This is Finn. He is a goldendoodle. He's about, let's see, got him at 8 weeks. We've had him about a month. So he's about 12 weeks old. But, you see where he's at. He's in mom and daddy's bed. That's all he wants to do. Him had to get his shots today, so he's not feeling so great. Hey, Finn. Say hey there, buddy. Say hey. Oh, little sheepy head. Little sheepy head. Anyhow, so that's Finn. Y'all will see him a lot more. I'm going to show y'all real quick the other project we did recently that we didn't film. We forgot. We did this wall right here. Here we go. This wall right here. We added all this to it. We did the board and batten on the wall every 16 inches apart. Added the 1x6 up here with the hooks. And that's actually wallpaper up there. Kind of cool looking. But yeah, and also we did this dresser. I do demolition along with construction, and there was a house I was tearing down and had this old hutch in it. That was the bottom of the hutch, and it has a top. Anyway, somebody had painted it white and was just I'll leave it at that. Anyway, we got the white off, we sanded the whole thing, sanded everything, multiple layers of paint all the way past the stain that was originally on it. It was stained from the very beginning. So anyhow, we stained the top again, stained the bottom again, painted all the middle, all new hardware for it. It came out really nice. But I'm going to redo the top hutch and actually build legs on it and make it a separate piece. But what we are about to start over here on this wall is we're about to change this wall. Right here in the dining room, we're going to be adding shiplap. So that is today's project. So we'll set the camera up and get started at it. Alright guys, we got things started here. I went ahead, pulled my outlet out, make sure your power is off. Whenever you do anything like this with the power on, if you're not comfortable with it, not worth risking it. Cut the breaker off, pulled my outlet out, took the cover off so you get a boards in behind it, went ahead and found my studs, marked them on the wall, make it easy to nail. Just getting it going here, I cut me a piece of wood I can use, set on here, and set it with, because you don't want to hit this with a mallet and mess up the tongue groove. Put it on there, make sure your clothes lined up. Down. You'll be surprised once you get it seated in there good. Hopefully you're getting tight, even without a nail. Get it all seated in there good. We'll say one thing though, you want to check your wall for straightness. We have a dip in the wall down there, and it's probably a dang 1/4 inch dip. You don't want the board to follow that dip, because then it's super hard fighting this to get in each time in its groove. You want to nail it And the board's going to want to stay straight anyways, because you want to nail it straight. Keep the board straight. Don't go in any little out or in. Keep the board straight. That way when you put the next board on top, it goes right on. If it's got a hard curve in it or bend and bow in the wall and the board's following the bow, you're fighting the whole way up. Seated, cleared our outlet. We nailed. And how do you nail this? On your tongue up top. You can nail down at an angle where I can completely hide the fasteners here. My bottom row will have a couple, but that's it. Going up, the bottom locks into the one below. The top one is nailed through this tongue up top where you won't ever see it. We got to nail at a downward angle. So you get right here. This way. I get right here, get my line. So I'm getting right here on the tongue at the top, about a 1/4 inch down from the top. Push in hard, and I'm shooting down at a 45-degree angle. So when the nail comes out the back, it's not blocking the groove in the back for the board to go down. If we just nailed it straight, the next board wouldn't go down because it'd be hitting that nail. You have to nail it down at a 45-degree angle. So. This is where that bow is. I'm not going to pull it hard to the wall. Go to that bow. Next board, this middle here is just going to be cutting full boards and going, so I'm probably going to turn on time lapse, but very simple project, dude. Very, very simple. This is 1x8 shiplap, what this is. The way it works, when you lap it over, it automatically makes this groove in the bottom. You don't have to worry about getting the board just right or nothing. Once you stack two on top of each other, it looks like this. Here's your top tongue, here's your bottom groove. If you notice here, the back groove is shorter than the front groove. Alright guys, I went and got another piece to show y'all. But I've heard a lot of people, or a few people, not a lot, but saying they don't want to attempt doing shiplap because they're concerned about getting this gap right on the front. They think it's something they have to get exactly right. Like I was saying, this groove in the back is shallower than the front. This groove is straight. So when you put them down on top of each other, and tap them together, you see the back sat down hard, the front did not. So it automatically makes the gap in the front perfect. And it doesn't matter how long your board is. As long as you start with your bottom board level, it automatically does the gap for you all the way up. It's as simple as cutting your boards and stacking them in place. You don't have to worry about getting the gap exactly right and spacing it and keeping everything straight and your lines not looking straight. It does it for you. No, just that simple. Just make sure whenever you're hammering on this, because this is pretty weak. So whenever you're hammering on this, use an extra piece, put it over top of the other one, hammer it down to protect this groove. So I'm going to start getting some boards cut. Guarantee my face is going to cut off the whole time. Anyhow, I wanted to be that close to show y'all the board, but I'm going to get some boards cut and start going up this wall and turn on time lapse. When we get back up to the top, I'll turn it off so I can explain that at the top. Okay, so you got the last board here. I had to rip it down lengthwise to get it to fit up here. Nice. Pry bar. You get up to the top. A little pry bar like this. Man, my head up like that. Okay, pry bar goes in, straight in, and just twist. Right. There we go. There it is. That's it. This is it. It's kind of hard to see it on the camera. There's the nickel gaps all the way up. Probably making a lot of racket. Anyhow, I can caulk the ends there and there. A little gap at the top. I will get a some little crown molding, small piece, or maybe like a 1x2 just to be square. Run across the top to cover that gap. Then we're going to paint it. Finn, say hey there, buddy. You was sleeping earlier. Finn, ain't that boy? Ain't that boy? Say hey, that boy. Stop. No. Okay, Finn. Okay. Stop, baby. Bye-bye. Anyway. So I'm gonna get it, oh, okay, I'm gonna turn it off. Anyhow, the wall's pretty much done. I'm going to get the screws to lengthen the outlet down here because now it's too short. Obviously we added, 3/4 inch with board on top. I've got screws in the garage. I'm going to grab them, put them in, put that cover back on, and then show you all the finished product. Alright guys, here's the wall finished. She got it all finished painting. Here's what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see it on the camera, so I don't know how well it's picking up the shiplap, but and on the camera it looks exactly the same color as the walls over here, but it isn't. It's a little different. It's not a lot different, but it's a little different. I just ran it tight to the corners. I got it sitting right on top of the baseboard. The baseboard's 3/4. It's 1x6, and then these are 3/4 by 8. Or, I'm sorry, 1x8. They call them 1x8 shiplap, but 1x is actually 3/4, not 1 inch. So they're the same thickness, so they can just sit right on top of each other, no problem. But that's how it looks over here. Done. But anyhow, this wall was about 11 feet, couple inches long, 11'1", but I bought 16-foot boards, so we're left over with 5 feet on each board. So we got to thinking, or she did really, and she wants to put them on the island, around the island. Hope y'all can see me. So right now we had, I'll turn around. We had this paneling on the island that looks like, let me do this, if you can see it, looks like old wood. It's the same thing we have in our bedroom. We did this in a hurry when we built the house. It was quick, easy, cheap, and it was actually leftover from doing the wall of the room. So now, here we go. I am going to put this shiplap over it, vertically, like this. I thought about running some trim on the edge here, and I had this piece here I was going to run as a trim board, but I just thought it got too big and bulky with the trim board. So what I did, instead of putting a trim board here, here, and here on these two corners, I just cut the tongue and groove off of the shiplap and 45'd it. So basically it just wraps the corner, if you can see it. Goes all the way down, makes a nice tight seam, and I'll caulk what little gap there is there. So the shiplap will come here, and the shiplap will go all the way down that way vertically, and we'll just wrap the whole island with it. But I'm going to set the camera up now so y'all can see me do it. So it'll come around here, and it'll come around. Yeah, and the guy's remaking the post right now, and it'll also come on this end. We'll have to take that stuff off, but see it a little better if I come over here. But that'll come off. We'll put the shiplap on there, and then you can see it. But these posts here, we just bought these at Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever it was, and that's the biggest they had. But she painted them gray or whatever and did the crackle paint on top with the cream color. They look good, but we're going to do some bigger, heavy duty, bulky ones that my trim guy is actually making right now. The guy that does the trim work for my house is just making us some. But these will come out. I'll put two nice ones there. You gonna stain them?
I'm gonna stain them.
Since the home tour video, we changed this. We stained it last week, one day. We put some paint stripper on it, stripped all the paint off of it, and just stained over it, just to change it up a little bit. Looks a lot better with that bottom piece stained. But I'm gonna set up the camera so I can get going at this shiplap. Get that ball. Get that ball. Oh, get it. You done chewed it. Where'd the rest of the bone go, buddy? It used to be a circle. You done chewed it gone. It's like a horseshoe now. Look at that. It looks like a horseshoe. I'm done chewed it gone. It was a circle. Oh, get it. Oh, get it. Oh, dang, hit the camera. Go get it. Get it, Finn. Get it. Supposed to bring it back. Little stinker. You're supposed to bring it back. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we finished the island. I guess is the word I was looking for. Couldn't find it. Anyhow. I found it though. I don't know if I can see it or not. I'm going to have to get the light in here. We got it all down there. And we got this in. And I went ahead and put the little knickknacks back up. Got them all mounted back up. Shiplap. How I did these corners, because I did everything on time lapse. I just, this one had to meet at a 90 because the way the boards ended up, the board only stuck past just the lip. Or I'm sorry, just the tongue stuck past. So all I did was cut the tongue off and it stopped square there. And I ran this board over here. I cut the groove off of it and let it meet flush. Other end down here, I ran it at a 45. So this board, I cut a 45 on it, cut the tongue off of it. This board, I cut the groove off of it at a 45. So it meets perfect on the corner. But yep, it's all done. Just gotta put the bar stools back. That's how it came out, and we still actually have a couple feet left of these boards. So we may find something to do with them still. So we are still using the same boards. But anyhow, this is. Let me go ahead and show you the wall again. This is shiplap. It's very simple to do. Very simple to do. Just main thing, before you start, put a level on your baseboard. Make sure your baseboard's level. Your baseboard's level, it's as simple as cutting your boards to length and stacking them up. I mean, it's honestly that simple. If your baseboard's not level, you can cut your first board to make it level. You know, you can measure end to end how off it is and then trim your board maybe 1 inch on this end away to nothing at that end. But you can do that in your first board, then go on up the rest of the way. Everything's level. And then also, if your baseboard at the bottom is, the top of it's rounded, or it has some kind of little funky design, whatever, what I would do there is I would actually take the baseboard off. On the wall I'm putting the shiplap. On the corners, I would cut your baseboard that comes into that wall, cut it back 3/4 of an inch. Same on the other side, cut it back 3/4 of an inch. And then run your shiplap all the way down to the floor. Then once you got your shiplap ran, you can run that same baseboard again on the face of the shiplap. That way your baseboard continues all the way around the room and it's on the front of the ship. It would look like it's always been that way. You wouldn't even be able to tell. But anyhow, very simple project. Very a beginner could do this very simply. The tongue and groove 1x8 shiplap, pre-primed, is what we used. It's a little expensive, $20-something a board, but it's as simple as putting it up. So it's already primed. You just paint it. You can even paint it before you put it up if you want to. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about the top. If we're gonna run a little crown board, it's not much of a gap up there. It's pretty tiny. but I may run a little crown board or like a 1x2, something like that, just to finish it off. But anyhow, thank y'all for watching. It won't be so long next time till the next video comes out. We'll get it out a lot quicker. Just had a lot going on, but thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.